guys, it's coffee time. I would like to start off by saying I'm really sorry that my video yesterday apparently made it seem like a friend of mine had died. I woke up this morning so confused because I had so many tweets from people and so many messages on YouTube that were like, I seriously thought that you had a friend that died based on your title and what your thumbnail was. And I looked at my thumbnail and it was hilarious. You guys don't understand. Like, I obviously did not plan that at all, but I didn't look. I didn't even look to see what the thumbnail would look like because I was so tired. I was just like, upload. Is the sound crazy? Since that's been an issue. No, cool, going to bed. And then I passed out. So this morning, getting all those messages, I was like, I gotta see this thumbnail. And it was like, it looked so sad. I looked, you know, like that was the exaggerated, awful version of the face, but it looked so sad on that thumbnail. I was like, how did I do that? Oh my god. And then one of the other, you know, YouTube always suggests 3 different possible thumbnails for you. The one just under that, so there was the one that looked like I was like crying, right? And then the one just under that is me going, I was like, really? That couldn't have been the one? That couldn't have been the one that just automatically happened? Oh, it was silly. It was a silly, silly thing. Also, today I have felt so productive, but like not by my own merits because, so I went in, got to work on time, been doing good. The first day is the only day that I had an issue, thank God. But so, went to work, did Daily Bite, and went on some calls for things, and then I got out of all of that, and I was like, all right, so I'm going to be here for another, you know, couple of hours, and I was trying to figure out something to do, and I went to talk to, okay, wait, back up. So when you are in TGS/Polaris, they're the same thing now, when you are part of that network, you are assigned a manager who kind of helps you with all of your channel stuff. So my manager is awesome. Her name is Sarah. And I went over to her desk and we were chatting and I was like, do you have anything that I need to respond to that I haven't? Because these are issues that I have. And she was like, yeah, I've noticed that sometimes it's almost as if you didn't get my email. And I was like, well, my inbox is horrifying. She goes, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, the way that I go through my mail is I open it up and I look for keywords. I look for people who might have sent me an email, like a name that I should definitely pay attention to that I know is important, or I look for keywords in the thing, like if I'm part of, let's say, the Pacific Rim thing, I look for Pacific Rim, and if I don't see it on there, I'm like, all right, cool, nobody sent me anything important. Like I'm so disorganized about my emails that that's literally, when I'm in a hurry, that's how I handle them. And I was like, yeah, I've lost control of it. And she was like, all right, well, I was thinking before that we should definitely share Google calendars because that way I can help you keep track of stuff and I can put things on your calendar for you. And I was like, I don't have a Google calendar. I don't use it. And she's sitting there, she's on the computer and she just like stared me down. She's like, you don't have a Google calendar? I was like, no, I mean, I like physical calendars. Like, I like having a planner that I can write in. And she was like, what? It was so funny. She goes, no, I mean, I get that. That's great. But when you, especially right now, have as many responsibilities as you do to so many different people, including yourself, she was like, you should have a calendar that at least I can look at so that when people have questions for you, but they can't get a hold of you, I can answer them for you. And I was like, okay. So we went into my email. We went into my email and she just goes, oh my God. She looked at how my emails were. She goes, I'm going to help you clean this. And so she starts going through and she starts like deleting things and asking me questions. And we're like going through and we're trying to, we're looking through all of my different, you know how you can put labels on things? She's like looking through my labels and she's like, why do you still have some of these labels? They're from, like, they don't even apply to you anymore. They're from forever ago. And I'm like, I know, I just haven't deleted them. And she's like, then why are they there? Like, it's just like, ah! And then she got called into a meeting. Meanwhile, Jeannie's walking by. And she goes, oh, what are you doing? As Sarah's getting up to leave. And Sarah's like, oh, I'm helping her go through her emails. And Jeannie goes, oh, I'll take over. I was like, what? So Sarah gets up and leaves. Jeannie sits down. And she's like, all right, let's do this. I don't even know how to explain how messed up my mailbox was. And this isn't my press heart email. This is like my business and personal email. And it's out of control. It's just like exploding, right? And so she sat down and she's like going through things, and she's like, yeah, this is really fun. I kind of love this. Like, let's organize this, right? It's like, okay. So we went through, you know, like a chunk of it, not a noticeable chunk, but a chunk. And I was like, yeah, we're doing all right. Like I can see this coming together. And then Sarah comes back over to me and she's like, we have one more call that we have to do. So follow me, we'll go into a room and we'll take this call. And I was like, okay. And Jeannie goes, don't worry, I'll just keep going. I was like, all right. And so we get up, we go on this call. I come back and she has completely new labels, all organized. She has labeled pretty much everything that's in my inbox. She's gone all the way to the very end and started deleting things that she knows are from like deals and projects from forever ago that I don't need anymore. I was like, what is happening? She goes, yeah, we're down to, just have 200 left to go through. So if you could sit down and help me through that, because they're basically all personal things. I don't want to, you know, obviously go through any of those. And I was like, how did you do this so fast? And she was like, oh, this is not my first rodeo. I was like, okay. And thus became this whole thing where today Jeannie has basically been my personal assistant. Like, it was hilarious. Like, she helped me sort through all my emails. And then Sarah came over and grabbed my phone and was like, do you know how to have your Google Calendar part of your phone? And I was like, no. And she was like, all right, I'll set it up for you. So there's Jeannie working on my emails. There's Sarah like setting up my phone. And I'm just like, so you see what I mean when I say that I don't feel like I personally was productive about this. I feel like people were helping me be productive. So then it was time for me to leave. And Jeannie was like, oh, I'm hungry. I haven't had food yet. Maybe we could grab food. I was like, cool, sounds good. So we go and we grab food. And she's asking me about moving stuff. And I'm saying, yeah, I need to do this. I need to do that. And she starts like creating a list. She was like, all right, so here's your to-do list. You need to do this. You need to do this today, right after work. Don't go home. You need to do this, 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 and this. And I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, there are a couple different phone calls that you need to make. I can probably take care of that for you. And so she's like writing those down. And she was like, all right, so there's a few basic things that you need to do before you go home. And then tonight I can come over and start helping you pack so we can start packing things up. But first you have to go get boxes. And I was like, she was like, is there anything else that you need to do for your channels? Like after you leave? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm, you know, making coffee time and maybe doing some Let's Play stuff. And she was like, all right, cool. I've budgeted in some extra time for you. So I was like, what? It was amazing. I was like, Jeannie, I'm going to hire you. Actually, I'm just going to hire you. And she was like, all right, cool. Good. Also this morning, Ada, the girl who does my makeup, who I love to death, she was jokingly like, yeah, maybe I'll just, you know, like start coming over every morning and just like doing your makeup. And I was like, look, when I'm a bajillionaire, you are going to come over every morning and do my makeup. And she was like, all right, cool, good. Like, just like creating, like mentally preparing for when I rise to the top. I'm going to have all the ladies, all the best ladies working for me. That's the plan. It's the plan, man. But yeah, so my day was just, oh gosh. Like I felt so productive. And I am now home doing coffee. I did go and do everything that Jeannie told me to do before I went home. So now I'm home, making videos, and then I need to go to Home Depot and the bank. And I'll be done. I'll be done until Jeannie comes over to start helping me pack. It's so silly. It's so silly but wonderful. And we're also seeing Pack Room tonight. Oh, which is going to be great. I don't even care. I don't care that Joe lambasted it on Twitter. Don't care. Because if anything has been established through Twitter, it's that he and I have very different taste in movies. So I'm going to go see this movie and, you know, maybe it won't live up to my expectations, but maybe it'll be awesome. So we'll see. Anywho, I'm gonna go and take care of the rest of my to-do list, and I hope that you guys had a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye! Mwah! Cat butt! Cat butt! Cat butt!